off of that notion, I could prove to you that time travel exists. Because if everything is happening all at once, then everything's already happened. If you think about it, right? What do I mean by that? Well, this is an exercise that was developed in the 50s by the Russians during the Cold War. And the Americans caught wind of it, and they obviously replicated it and did their own thing and blah, 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 blah. This was hearsay, this is pseudoscience, this is not being able to prove this, doesn't exist, and CIA spent millions and millions of dollars on it, so obviously it's something. You know what I mean? People say they had telekinetic powers. They can move things with their minds. And scientists are so stubborn once they come up with their theories. Once a theory becomes a theory or a law, that's it. There's no going back, even though they could be disproven. Technically, if a law becomes disproven, so if all of a sudden shit stops falling, gravity just acts when it wants to act, gravity will no longer be a law. Will it? No, it wouldn't. So if something has anti-gravity propulsion, being able to generate its own gravitational field and counteract the gravity that's on Earth, the law of gravity would have to be amended. Right, so to prove telekinesis, they put these people in a room that said they could do telekinetic powers, and they told them to roll a die, like dice, and make it land on 7. That's like me telling you that I'm strong, and you're telling me, okay, go lift up that 18-wheeler. I can't lift up the one, you're not strong. Anyway, it's called remote viewing. What is remote viewing? Remote viewing is being, experiencing, witnessing an area, a location that you've never been to before up to this point. How do you do that? It starts simply, but then it gets kind of complicated. So we're just going to keep it simple because this way it'll be easy for you to understand. And by the time we get to the complicated, you won't even know. Okay, cool. All right. So this is how it works. These are coordinates. I know they're written backwards because I don't have my mirror flipped. But basically, there's 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6. 8 numbers. 4-4. Those are coordinates. Those are coordinates that resemble a picture. Picture something like this that I drew. The coordinates are different, yes, I know, but picture these coordinates having the same ones as the paper, which is the actual exercise. The idea is this. So I show you this envelope with the numbers on them. Inside there's a picture with the same numbers. In 10 minutes from now, I'm going to show you this picture. So you're going to see it. But if everything happens all at once, you've already seen it. Granted that you stay on and you watch and blah, 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 blah. So somewhere out there in the ether, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, there's a you that knows what picture is in here. And essentially you could communicate with that person, which is a you, and they could tell you. No, they're not going to tell you in your ear. No, they're not going to send you a text. They're going to send you a little message up here. This is where it gets interesting. The reason that the CIA scrapped the project is because of the percentage of error. So a lot of people got it wrong. And CIA doesn't like that because CIA doesn't like to say, I don't know. The government in general can't say, I don't know. Because they're the government. And there was a high percentage of error because they weren't really sure how to do it. Nobody knew how it worked. Nobody could understand how certain people could see 8 numbers like that and start drawing on a piece of paper things that come up in their minds. And they could draw the picture pretty much to the T. And having never seen the picture before. Not reading my mind, nothing. They found a missing general that was a POW in, I don't remember, in Italy, I think. They found a nuclear silo in a Czechoslovakian forest that had a train going to it. They found the train, they followed the tracks, and they found the silo. All while remote viewing, like thousands of miles away, never having been to Czechoslovakia. Riddle me that. Yes, a lot of times they were wrong, but I know why, and so do they. You see, as human beings, we're very good at predicting patterns, seeing patterns, and adapting to them because it's all we know. At the same time, because of that adaptation, we're always very, very distracted with literally everything that we do. Anything and everything distracts us. So if you really want to boil it down, we all have like really, really bad ADHD, give or take. That's why meditation for us is so difficult, because we have to sit there and we have to focus on your breath, but not pay attention to the noise. Just let them dance in your eardrum. If you always have to be bringing that ball of attention back, it bounces away, you got to bring it back. So just in the same aspect, as soon as you start thinking what the numbers represent, you're fucked, because your imagination will populate your paper or your thought with stuff that you're creating. So, for example, if I see 2626 and I close my eyes and I picture something, right now I see a cube that's going like down. It's almost like an upside down cone, but it's a cube, an upside down pyramid. But it doesn't come to a point, it comes to a smaller cube. It's like a cartoon chimney. It goes out, you know? Why? I don't know. That's just the first fucking thing that came to me. But that's the thing, you just gotta shoot from the hip. The first will usually not be the right answer because it'll be too much of a reflex, although it's not to be taken lightly. The second, third, and fourth, I believe, and this is in terms of seconds and things that come up into your head, are the correct answers, or one of them is. And everything after 4 is just your imagination because you've lost focus already. So what I do is I do these live. I have a bunch of envelopes and I, have people on the live, and then I do them. People sit there and they guess. And this is how I know that it works. Is because some people get it right without no precognitive notions of what I put, what I'm like. And the thing is, I don't put the things that represent me. Like, I don't put I did put one spiral, yes. But, you never know what I'm going to put. Like, in the second round that I played, I told these people, I was like, I'm not going to draw these pictures now. They're going to be different. So I put, like, the 3 of clubs, the king of diamonds. I put a piece of like a celery leaf. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very different with it because that's not the point. The point is not me. The point is the numbers. And this is what people fail to realize. This is the most important thing. When you see the picture, these numbers will be next to it. You've seen it. Now just fucking draw it. So, this was one of the first pictures I drew. There weren't 3 pyramids though, it was just one. With a little arrow pointing to a circle on the top. Somebody guessed pyramid energy light. Those words, that's it. That's all they said. Come on. You know what I mean? There was a bunch of those instances. I can't even remember all of them, but I did a bunch of pictures. I think so far I've done about 40. And out of those 40, somebody got every single one of them correct. Not the same person, but... And they were completely random. Yes, sometimes they said, like, for instance, for the same picture, someone said tree, but if you turn it upside down, it could be mistaken for a tree. It's your imagination. That's why the CIA scrapped the remote viewing project, because it wasn't reliable enough for them to pursue it. But that doesn't mean that it didn't work. It just means that they couldn't keep affording wrong answers. Can you time travel? You most certainly can. You can't go back and change shit. But then again, even if you could, you shouldn't. I don't think you're supposed to. But can you travel to the future? Absolutely. Ever since I've been doing this remote viewing exercise, I was wondering if it's going to work, if it's going to have an effect on me. Because I'm the one that's drawing the coordinates, I'm not really guessing anything, And it did. 100%. I was building this igloo, and instead of building an igloo, made a big pile of snow, and I was going to, dig into it. But instead, I made a face. And it looked like the Slimer, I think his name is, from Ghostbusters, like that green ghost. You know what I mean? His face kind of looked like that. That night I was looking at the moon. And when I went inside to check the footage from when I put my phone up to the telescope, I saw this weird face. And inside that face, another face. And it was the same face as I sculpted. But there's no way the phone could have been reflecting it because that was behind me and I was filming forward. So, here we go. Here's the malfunction. This always happens. So I saw the face I was going to see. You create these realities for yourself because you're going to see them. You know you will. If you really, really, don't dig deep, but just shoot from the hip, you'll get it. This is ridiculous. All right, Ghost. I'm done. Thanks, guys.